As it turns out, every week in the Biden administration is indeed Infrastructure Week. No matter that the CBO is warning that we have approximately $3 trillion deficit that we're looking at this year, Biden swears that he finally has the bipartisan votes to go forward with yet another iteration of his infrastructure package. Of course, all politicians like to use the lie that we need more money for bridges and roads, despite the fact that America has some of the lowest commute times in the Western world, the lowest bridge failure rate, and some of the best roads. So the real package in there, when it pertains to anything that a sensible person would consider infrastructure, because let's be real, paid childcare is not infrastructure. It's really trains. Joe Biden is a train guy and he's never hidden it. And while it's an admirable goal, all you need to do is look to blue states and cities in practice to understand why his train goal is a mere fantasy. For starters, Biden's proposal involves a lot of high-speed rail, sort of the kinds that we've seen connecting Paris to the suburbs of France or Tokyo to the suburbs of Japan. One problem, we aren't France or Japan. We already have cross-country flights that go orders of magnitude faster than any potential high-speed rail could cross-country, which leaves us with local high-speed rail. And how well did that work out in California? California voters authorized a bullet train to connect San Francisco to Los Angeles to the tune of a few $1 billion. Over a decade later, and with nearly $100 billion burned, that train connects Merced to Bakersfield, which last I checked is a 2.5-hour drive by car. One of the issues, Biden's base refuses to make public transit happen. As the left has pointed out, nothing about his infrastructure package will do anything to reduce the cost of housing. And in part, that is because of Nancy Pelosi and her acolytes. In areas like San Francisco, wealthier voters refuse to allow the dezoning laws that would make it so we could have higher density housing along transit corridors. Down in Los Angeles, the voters of Beverly Hills, hardly a Trump bastion if I've ever seen one, repeatedly reject extending Los Angeles' metro line through Beverly Hills and to the coast, lest you have any of the poors have access to better jobs and cheaper housing. And so without any serious meat on its bones, forcing localities to allow more Americans to be able to purchase homes, more Americans to be able to achieve the American dream, Biden's train goal is just a waste of money. Luckily, he can always trust the media that no matter what he passes, we'll treat it as a historic success.